Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me here today. So, I've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of people saying, "What the hell? What is going on? What can we expect? What are my thoughts on this crazy situation? Twilight zone that we're kind of feeling like we're in right now." So, uh, you know, I did get on there and I did put it out there a while back when I said, buckle up, everyone, here we go, you're going to be, being put in place. And I really put it out there what I felt was coming. So I'm going to put it out there again, what I feel is coming for up next. So I feel like you're going to catch a break. I feel like there is going to be, people are sick of it. They're done. They want out of this. They're sick of being restricted, confined, all this kind of crap. And I don't blame anyone. I personally really haven't been restricted. Or if I have, I just do what I do. Let me just say that. And so anyways, however, I have been telling everyone, to please prepare, please be ready. Those of you who have land, who garden, I've been telling everybody, even if you have a deck and you can put some potted plants out there, do it. I have been telling anyone who grows gardens to definitely continue, getting those plants ready to go. And if you have indoor greenhouse or whatnot, start them now, whatever. I've been really telling people that and telling people to be prepared. When you do get out, when you do get about, because I do feel like you will be, things will lighten up quite a bit. However, through all of 2020, you're going to be experiencing this. This isn't over. And this is going to play out all the way until December. And so until we get to the end of the year, I feel, this is my personal opinion, this is my personal prediction on this, is that this is just a test. And this wasn't anything compared to what we are going to continue to see throughout this year. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because I have been telling you that the planet Pluto is in Capricorn. Pluto is about deconstruction. It's deconstructing to reconstruct. Deconstruct to reconstruct. And so it is only, like, I think it's like 24 degrees right now, 23, 24 degrees, somewhere around there. And this is going to be in this house of Capricorn through the remainder of this year. Now, as it gets further in the degrees, closer to the end, we get to, each house has 30 degrees, and the closer it gets to the end, the more powerful, the more intense it becomes. And so when we're only at 20, I think it's 24 or 25, sorry, I didn't have this right in front of me when I started this, that is a big deal. That means we got 5 more degrees to go, and this planet doesn't move quickly at all. It moves very slow. So we are going to get these different times, and depending on the other energy that's around it. Like, for instance, if you have watched, I think not my last video, but the video before, where I talked about Pluto and Jupiter sitting right together, this is like things really feeling really big and really overwhelming and larger than life. Pluto deconstructing, breaking things down, also associated with disease in this house of Capricorn. All this stuff is a big deal. So again, I do feel like this is going to be playing out throughout the remainder of this year. I haven't even, started at the beginning. If you're not a person who has ever been to my Facebook page, and I do have a Facebook page. It's called Tarot Talk with Penny. I am working to get over to this channel and totally get away from that. But if you have the chance to stop over there or check over there, if you go back a year from starting March of 2019, on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night, I went live doing Tarot Tuesday, and I was really bringing some badass information about, you know, this is what's going on, this is where we're going, this is what you can expect. And I'll be damned if that stuff's not all playing out right now. So if you can go back over there and you could take a peek at that and look at that, I feel you'll find a lot of valuable information and insight with that information. So feel free to check it out. So anyhow, yeah, I feel like through the remainder of this year, we're going to be having different obstacles, different challenges, different times where things come in. I believe it's going to be the middle of November where you're going to see the worst of the worst, where I feel that's where we're really at that end degree. And, you know, conveniently, or there is no coincidences, but conveniently enough, it'll be right after the election. And I feel like that's a lot of what we're, you know, with Pluto and Capricorn, there's this deconstruction taking place in the house, the sign of Capricorn. These are old structures. These are old belief systems. These are restrictive situations, you know, or, you know, businesses, structures, that sort of things. They're things that have held us prisoner for a long time. And the reason we got caught up in all that restriction was out of fear. That's why I keep saying to everybody, you know, this is where you step into your power. This is not the time. We've already been through this once. We've already given away our power because we fell into that fear, you know, that area of fear. And we're not doing that anymore. So I'll do the same thing. I'll pull cards like I did last time, and then I'll bring them all at the end for a reading. Let me grab these. So I do want to say that, yes, things are going to continue to change, shift. We're really, you know, I've said this. I've said, if you're thinking we're going back to the way things were before this happened, it is not happening. You might as well get that out of your mind right now. We do have, which I'm not even getting into on this video, but I will save it for another day. The planet Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus is second house energy. That's about our money, the things that we value. And there is a huge shift and transformation happening in there as well at this same time. But for now, I just really want to focus on this Pluto in this Capricorn and all of this stuff that's happening for us right now. It is going to play out through all of this year. It is a time to really, you know, this is a blessing in disguise, whether you're seeing this or not right now. Oh, I like this. It happened last time too. It was such a great reading, even though it's like I'm sitting there talking all this stuff and it's like, really, how could this be good? But it really is. So anyhow, this is a beautiful time. This is really a blessing for you to really get in touch with your soul self, with you to really pay attention to the things that are rising up, to listen to yourself think, to listen to your higher self, and to align with who you authentically are. We are getting ready to move into something, I told you, out of this Piscean age and into this age of Aquarius, and it is a totally different paradigm here. This is something that is more outside the box. This is more, you know, really open-minded, expansive, futuristic, things like that. Things as we know them are really being dismantled right now, and they're not going to, you know, come back the way they were. We're not going to experience that again. And this is an opportunity to really tap into this movement moving forward and, you know, using this time, this energy, this whatever you want to call that, to shift and see in a different way and how to move forward in a different way. Really great energy, I'm telling you. I know it's hard, you know, I think the biggest challenges is the fear of the unknown. But this really was a blessing to keep you you know, to allow you that time to sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts, to really do that deep soul searching. But we are coming out of that. I do want to say that. However, I really want to bring awareness for you guys to be prepared. Like, don't sit there and think that this is all said and done and this is over with, because I would not be putting that out there. I think this is a beautiful time for you to look at different ways. You know, if you're self-employed or you're considering being self-employed, starting your own business, innovative ways to do that, you know, how you can use, because, you know, technology is not all bad if it's used, you know, for a greater good. When you're using it for this lower vibration energy, which is that restrictive energy, that energy we're breaking free from right now, you know, that's just going to bite you in the ass. And I've been saying this so often lately. I've been telling people, it's like, you know, that this is what part of this this is happening, this dismantling and this deconstruction is that's happening. It's like a lot of structures, a lot of things have been built on deception, on greed, on manipulation, and all of that stuff. And that stuff is, telling you, and I said it a year ago. You can go back and look on my Facebook on Tarot Tuesdays. You'll hear me going right on this rant. And for an entire year, I kept saying to people, you know, there's a higher power that's coming in, and nothing you're going to do is going to control the way this unfolds. What's meant to be is going to be. There has been too much and too long of an imbalance and injustice, and now it's being balanced. And all this stuff is happening. It's, go back and look. All right, so just be aware of that. Be prepared. Don't think this is all done and over with. And even when we get out, it is a wake-up call. That's absolutely for sure. This is a time to really wake up, to see the light. And I love this so far. And, you know, just be aware. Just be aware. And, you know, to really... Another thing, and as I'm saying this, these are the cards that come out, so it doesn't surprise me, that I want to bring awareness to is how much truth is coming to light. Whether you like this truth or not, this is what's going to be the most challenging, I feel, for the majority of people, is they've lived in this bubble or they've believed in a certain thing, and all of a sudden there's truth, whether they, like I said, whether they like it or not, that is being brought to the surface. And it's going to really be challenging in one sense for people, because it's like, how could we have not known this? How could we have not done anything about this? And in another sense, for other people who've just, you know, refused, they just absolutely refused to wake up, it's like, bam, that bubble gets burst, and it's like, well, guess what? You're woke now. And that can be very discouraging. Well, that's an understatement for what it's going to be for them. It's going to be quite challenging and hard for them. So, yeah, be prepared. You know, work together with your neighbors, within your community. You know, if a couple of you are really you know, I feel like social communities are really going to be important. It is going to be important for you to find your tribe. You can probably naturally see this happening now, where your tribe is really attracting to you, and working together for a greater good for all of you. So again, if you all are doing different gardens and maybe sharing resources, you know, giving to those less fortunate, even having little vegetable stands out front. I don't feel like that was the card, but okay. All right. There is going to be this big shift and big change happening. So I am going to try and get back on here more often. I'll bring some, you know, especially when things start really getting intense, or we're coming up into a period of a lot of activity. I'll be like, buckle up, bitches. No, I will be saying that, but I don't mean it in a bad way anyhow. So I hope you understand that. But yeah, please check out my Facebook, and you can get a lot of information. I mean, even I think back then, I don't know if I was doing individual like I was doing 150 readings a night on Tarot Tuesday. I am going to pick it back up over there for a little while, but I am clearly trying to push people over here, because then I'll start going live on this channel versus that channel or that page. But I do feel like I switched at some point, and instead of bringing individual readings, I was bringing readings for each of the 12 signs. I always recommend to everybody that you pay attention to your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. If you don't know where that is, you can get your natal chart by just Google free natal chart. You gotta have your birthday, place you were born, time you were born, and you can get that information, and it shows you where in that chart that information is. If you have questions about it after you get your chart, please send me a message. You can either send me a message through here, you can send me a message through my Facebook, or email me at tarottalkwithpenny@gmail.com, and I will help you with that. So the first cards that I pulled are from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck, and the first card that came up, and I believe this came up the last time I was bringing a reading, is nature, getting outside. It's a beautiful thing to get out there. It brings in, it really helps to clear all the cobwebs or any residual crap that's caught up in your mindset, your thoughts, any of that stuff. It also brings a lot of valuable downloads and information when you're outside into nature. Like, it's like you're paying attention to the animals, the birds, the ocean, whatever it is, and it just really brings a lot of clarity and download and information in for you. So I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan. If you go check out those readings I'm telling you about, you'll hear me all the time on there, like, get outside. Even if it's sitting on your deck or on your balcony, wherever it is. I used to meditate a lot. You'll probably see some of that in over there on that. Where I'd be on the front porch at my home in Vermont. I'm not there right now, but when I was there, and I'd be outside and meditating every morning, and I got little chipmunks and squirrels and stuff that used to come up and feed. I absolutely loved it. So this is a great opportunity to get out there, get in touch with nature, to really receive the downloads and information. This is part of what we are going through right now, with this aligning with our authentic self, in listening to our intuition and to our soul. This is an opportunity to break away from all the chaos and that outside confusion and all that hustle and bustle that's been taking place, and taking that time to sit in our energy. And sometimes that's challenging for people. They don't like to sit in that energy. So I strongly recommend that you allow these feelings, these emotions, whatever this is that's rising up, and allow yourself to sit in this and see where this brings you. Because not only does it bring cleansing, it brings healing, it brings higher aware, your information from your higher self. So second card up is protection, and I love this card as well, because this is a challenging time. There are some dark influences that are really, we're at battle with. This is a spiritual war. It's light against dark. And I just got done explaining to you about where that old is being torn down. It's being, there's this dismantling taking place, where these old structures that have tried to hold us prisoner, or they have held us prisoner. Well, I've never really been one of those those rule following people, so I don't really, but I get it. I mean, some things, yeah, I guess. But anyhow, it's talking about being protected and divinely guided as you're entering this new era, this new age of freedom, of breaking free from these old restrictions, these chains. Second card, or third card, is the card of freedom, and this is it. I mean, this is really this opportunity, this shift, this change, this entering, or leaving the age of Piscean, or leaving the Piscean age and going into the age of Aquarius. This is really a liberating experience. It's kind of like being you're being birthed, and so it's kind of like what you're feeling right now is that you know, going down the birth canal here and getting ready to just boom and, you know, break free from that very intense, challenging, uncomfortable, probably even very painful journey in that space out into something much more beautiful. Now, the bottom of the deck is the love card, and this is like, you know, opening up that heart chakra. I've been talking about this, opening that heart chakra, really going for what you truly love, what you desire, what brings you happiness, peace, joy, fulfillment. This is part of breaking, you know, leaving this Piscean age into this Aquarian age. You hear a lot of people talk about the third dimension, the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension. I'm not getting into all of that on this video, but third dimension is kind of like when you feel heartache, pain, sadness, jealousy, any, you know, worry, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's third dimensional energy. That's heaviness. That's weight from third dimension. When you're in fourth dimension, it's like you've already gone through an extreme amount of healing and cleansing and purging and shedding of that, and, you know, that weighted energy. And fourth dimension is a lot different, as those things no longer bother you, like, you know, they no longer affect you like that or can trigger you like that. And it also is a fourth dimension energy is an easier opportunity. It's where manifesting is much easier and much definitely much easier moving forward for you. So let's get into these cards right here, and I've got 6 of them, and the first one is right here, and this is breaking down the old structures, the old traditional ways of doing things, the old you know, really structures, like belief systems, organizations, you know, that like government, hospitals, schools, anything that has like a structured, that is a structured system. You're seeing this break down. It's no longer serving. It's not something that's going to be carrying on into this Aquarian age. And it's not like this happens all overnight. And the deconstruction of this is really heavy during this 2020 year. By the time we get to the end of this year and getting ready to move into 2021, that's when you're going to really start recognizing that a lot has just crumbled, been brought down, and now we're sifting through the rubble, picking up the treasures that are meant to be carried on moving forward, and starting to move forward with them. We're going to see a couple, like I said, there's going to be a couple more intense you know, time frames before the end of the year. I will absolutely get on here and bring them to you before they hit. How's that? So you can be as prepared as you can be. But I am telling you right now to definitely be prepared. And I will tell you that the next time is time to buckle down. It will be that time to buckle down. Like, I know after what happened, this experience, people are like, you know, they were saying this, and they were trying to control you with fear. A lot of people, they did control with fear, for sure. I mean, them people are scared to death. You know, it's really sad. And I lost a friend, and my friend has died. My friend had pneumonia and was afraid to go to the hospital because they didn't want to get the virus. So instead of seeking medical attention for the pneumonia that they had, they were trying to, you know, and by the time they got to the hospital, it was too late. So this shit has been for, you know, I mean, I just got my own personal feelings. I'm not trying to project them onto anybody, but I'm just saying this. They, you know, and this is a thing, they got everybody so afraid, and then when all this really comes out and all the numbers come out and people recognize that, when it really comes and they're gonna need to be buckled down, they're gonna be like, you know, you tried this shit before, now we're not falling for it. But I'm here to tell you I will not impose fear. Fear is not going to get you anywhere. And I tried to say that when all of this started. I'm sure you'll find it 2 videos ago. However, don't just chalk it up as you don't have anything to worry about when it comes at you again like this, because I'm not going to, I will be the one that says, you know, absolutely be aware, be cautious, be careful. Don't fall into the fear, but you got to be cautious and aware of what's going on. So don't just chalk it up as like, oh, they tried that on me once and they're not doing it again, because part of the plan. Second card up is movement, and so this is the card of the Chariot. And let me just say already, there's 2 major arcana cards. Big structures and organizations coming down, movement going forward, reconstruction, moving towards moving in a new direction, moving towards something that is for a greater good, and it is moving towards this 10 of Pentacles. This is something that's going to be long lasting for your future, part of your legacy moving forward. What you're going to build during this you know, during this reconstruction or movement into the Aquarian age is something that's going to stand the test of time, because you know, we have been in the Aquarian age, I think it's like 2,160 years or around that time frame. You can do the history along there. And so this is, you know, this is something that's going to be for a very long time, for not only for you, for your family, but you know, your generations to come as well. I have been saying that. You get the next card up is the King of Cups. This is typically a water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. When I see the King of Cups in this, just doing this as a general reading, this is really talking about this age, this Aquarian age, and it being more of a heart-based, like authentic, like from a place. Remember, we had the card, where'd it go? The card of love. It's for a greater good, not just of yourself and your family, but for the bigger picture, as you know, as part of a whole. Because as we go from this 3rd dimension to this 4th dimension to this 5th dimension, the 5th dimension, it's like, you know, all as one. There is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no misery, there is no doubts, insecurities, no, absolutely no low vibration in that 5th dimension. You still get a little bit of it in the 4th, but nothing compared to what you had in the 3rd. And that's really a big thing that we are shedding and releasing. So this really talks about moving forward, heading in a direction more heart-based, more authentic, more from a place of love, not from a place of like that lower vibration energy, greed, selfishness, manipulation, you know, power trip kind of crap. Not from that at all. And then let me show you before I get on to the rest of them. These 2, this is what we're leaving. And it's you know, this is leaving all the deception, the you know, the fake ideas, or the lies, the conditioned, you know, conditioned thoughts, behaviors, things like that. 7 of Cups, or no, it's not 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords. This is a straight up, when this card comes out, this is liar, thief, cheat. Bam. Anytime you ever see this, wherever reading it's ever in, this is this card. This is someone who is, look, trying to grab everything they can and get away with it. Okay? This is somebody who's trying to take control. They manipulate your mind. They impose fear into your mind. And they're trying to get away with something by doing this. Now at the bottom of the deck, here is the Moon in reverse. This means it's coming to light. This fake ass stuff, these lies, this deception, this manipulation, this all this crap is coming to light. The truth is being told. The truth is gonna come out. This is justice being restored. This is balance being restored in a very big and very powerful way. And this is not something that happens in the blink of an eye. It is going to take time for all of this to unfold. And I'm sure many of you can look right now and you already know that there's part, you know, whether it be this entire message that I'm bringing, parts of this message that I'm bringing, but there are things that I am saying that you're feeling, your intuition is saying to you, it's resonating with you. You know this to your very core. And so, you know, from there, you just keep moving. It's not like I mean, no one should be in this fear-based, I'm laughing because I was only going to pull these cards, this fear, lower vibration energy, because that just holds you up. It really does. And sometimes, and I'll tell you the thing about this, is a lot of what that is unhealed stuff within yourself. And I feel like this opportunity that we've all had to sit in this space and sit in our energy has probably, for a lot of you, me included, brought stuff up for you. And like, where is this coming from? Why is this bothering me? Why all of a sudden am I, you know, teary-eyed or angry or whatever? And it's been forcing you to look at things that have not been healed. Could have been from childhood, could have been throughout your lifetime with different experiences and things like that, could have been even from previous lifetimes. But it's brought this stuff up for healing, for cleansing, for healing, for releasing, because that's releasing that crap, that third dimension weight and energy, and allowing that ascension into that fourth dimension. I wasn't pulling any more cards, but I see these two sitting, so I'm going to bring them. And this is, you know, this card's just saying you have, you know, really fought through a lot of stuff, a lot of obstacles and challenges. You haven't quit. You haven't gave up. You've stayed the course, even as challenging and difficult and heavy as it may have been at times. And congratulations, because it brings you right here. And this is to the Magician. This is to that period of manifestation, manifesting these dreams, these desires, these things that your soul has been calling for. However, it's kind of been like they've been held back from fears, doubts, insecurities, things, all those things that you had to heal were part of what's held you back. The restrictions, you know, what society thinks, and, you know, what, I can't even go there because that'll just send me right off on a freaking tangent. I just get so upset when I was like, it's like, I love when people are free and comfortable and like, you know, living their authentic life, doing what they got to do for them. And this is what not only are you going to be doing, but look at this right here is an amazing card. This says success, happiness, joy, abundance. This talks about things in your material world that will be beneficial, and not only beneficial, but long lasting. This talks about the kind of abundance that you pass down generation to generation. So very beautiful energy right there. All right, so let me pull these last cards. And these are from a different oracle deck. Typically, this is how I end a reading. So go with the flow. And I love this because if you look, see those fish? Pisces, right? This person is riding the wave out of that Piscean energy into the new Aquarian energy. I really love this card. It's like, go with the flow, let things happen. And I just feel like this person is riding this wave. And you can tell these waves kind of look dark, maybe a little bit scary, challenging. But this person is like, I'm facing those fears and I'm blazing that trail. I'm moving forward. I'm not going to let the fear hold me back. Next is the card of dreams. Believe in your dreams. And again, let things happen. Go with the flow. This is all about moving forward towards these dreams, towards these desires, towards these things that once upon a time you may have never believed or thought or even felt like you could acquire, accomplish, and do, but you're about to be shown that you absolutely can. All right, these came out, and when I pulled this card, I didn't feel like this card belonged, but I pulled it, so I have to give it to you, but I feel like it's only for some of you, I'll be honest with you. And this is the card of sensuality. Express your sensuality. So I feel for some of you, especially the ones of you who have really struggled maybe in relationships. Maybe there was a part of you or something that really never or hasn't felt comfortable with who you are. I just feel like this is more of an intimate thing. Like I feel like you know, for some of you, it's just you've had maybe insecurities, maybe with I just feel like it's like a body image type thing. I really do. And I'm kind of like hesitant to be saying this because it's like, you know, you're beautiful. That's all I'm feeling like saying is like you're beautiful and you're perfect just the way you are. And if anyone tries to tell you anything different, then they're not your person. But you know what? It's not even about that. This is more about you. This is about you. And that's, okay, this is what, I feel like this is part of that healing for you. Is if this is resonating with you, this is you needing to overcome that. Maybe it's not necessarily somebody that you're with or that's around you. It's within yourself. And so this is a part of you that needs to be healed. So I hope that helps you, and I hope you can, you know, do that healing, releasing that insecurity and that doubt and letting that shit go because it's not serving you and you do not need it. And the next one, memories. Cherish memories of loved ones. And, you know, when I see this, and I'll hold this up, as you can tell, like this person's, see how it looks like there's almost two different worlds? I feel like this person is really going through like this reminiscing of their old life, their old structure, their old way of being, their old, could be friends, family, things like that, jobs, locations, whatever it is. Because we do purge, we do release a lot of stuff as we're moving forward into our new life, our new way of being, and things like that. So you may be really in this awkward phase, I would say, or like one step in the past and one step in the future, and it's kind of like you're feeling the both of these, you know, excitement for the future and reminiscing about the past. I feel like for you there is this phase that you're going to go through, just looking back before this final release and letting go. So be easy with yourself on that, and you know, just one step at a time, one day at a time. That's all we can do. And I wish you all the best. I am sending you an abundance of blessings. And if you would like to, you can join me Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on my Facebook channel, Tarot Talk with Penny. I will be going live to bring individual readings for all 12 signs. All right, I hope this helps you, and please leave me a comment and a thumbs up if this has resonated with you, and I will be back on here in the very near future. Have a great day.